The biggest riser of the running back class this year after leading Arizona State to a surprise playoff run is Skattebo, the second leading rusher in the country. At the college level, Skattebo was an absolute stud who could be a true game wrecker in any given situation. But how will his powerful game translate to the next level? Find out in this 2-minute drill. Skattebo's biggest wow trait is his contact balance. It seems impossible for him to be taken down. He shrugs off arm tackles like they're gusts of wind and can still turn his legs to get yardage with a guy on his back. Skattebo is incredibly strong and is an absolute terror on the goal line, able to punch in pretty much any touchdown you need just by sheer brute force. I'm not sure there's a more truly powerful running back in the class or even the NFL right now besides Derrick Henry. He lowers the shoulder and knocks guys who are 90 pounds heavier than him on their ass. He also showed off some nice versatility this year, which really excited me. Skattebo can handle receiving duties effectively with soft hands and the football IQ to find open space and sit down. Plus, with that aforementioned power profile, you know he can threaten you after the catch and handle a block. He truly seems like he can be an every down back if you're willing to use him that way. There just aren't many situations that he's unable to handle. Unfortunately, there's still one major question in his game right now: his athleticism. There have been some reports that he reached 21 miles per hour game speeds this year, but I ultimately think that Skattebo still plays the whole game a little slow. His initial burst is very limited, and while he can churn his way up to a solid top speed, it takes him a while to get there, and the amount of time he'll have that much space to rev up in the NFL is going to be smaller than in college. I'm not sure he can break off as many chunk runs with that limited athleticism. He's just all power and no elusiveness. I'm not sure Skattebo really knows how to juke. If he does, he doesn't have any interest in using it. Skattebo is almost purely a downhill runner who's going to lay the shoulder and embrace contact and not a type of guy who forces whiffs. This could lead to some durability concerns if he over-embraces contact and gets himself hurt. As a player comparison, Skattebo reminded me of Zach Moss. Both Moss and Skattebo utilize a downhill punishing running style that allowed them to string together some really flashy seasons, but have limited game speed and elusiveness concerns that may not ever allow them to be a top running back in the NFL. I think Skattebo should wind up in the 4th round because he is truly an incredibly powerful player who deserves to get picked day 3, but the fact he only wins one way bothers me. He projects as a low-end running back 1, and I think he'd do really well with the Raiders, Broncos, or Chargers. And that's the 2-minute drill.